My name is Joshua. I used to be a carpenter in the city, but then I had the bright idea to drag a 32-foot wooden sailboat into the woods of eastern Canada where I'm living off-grid. Built in Japan in 1966, for almost half a century she sailed the seven seas only to be marooned on the other side of the world. I aim to fix that. The only problem, I've never worked on a boat before. This is a boat in the woods. January 25th, 2026. The next project on my list is replacing the rickety old ladder that came with the boat. I've grown comfortable climbing up and down it, but anytime anyone else does, I'm terrified they're gonna fall. It's also not easy to carry things in and out of the boat right now, so since I want to remove the engine and have a shipwright come and see the boat without falling off, I thought I would build a proper staircase. I started by chipping away at the frozen ground where I'll build a freestanding tower. It'll be level with the deck of the boat and will support the top of the stairs. I'm using spruce logs from trees that blew over near the tent as the legs of the tower. Once I had all four roughly cut to length and ready to go, I had to figure out how to balance them while I tied them together with 2x6s and bracing. I ended up temporarily bracing them with strapping until I could build the structure at the top that would make up the platform. Near the end of the day, I saw the owl for the first time in a few months. January 26th. We got a bunch of snow in the night. It's starting to become a pain. I've lost my tape measure somewhere under the snow. I dug around for it, but no luck. I guess I'll find it in the spring. I continued building the platform with 4-inch galvanized spikes that I nailed into pre-drilled holes. Once I had it put together, I trimmed the tops of the spruce poles flush, and then squared and braced it with strapping. had to swap out the front brace where it was going to interfere with the ledger for the stairs, so I replaced it with a 2x4 brace in the inside corner. After that, I started installing diagonal bracing between the legs to stiffen the whole structure up. January 27th. The weather report said there was a 0% chance of precipitation over the next 3 days, but I'm confident in saying that they were wrong. The positive side to the cold is that the snow doesn't stick to anything. I finished bracing the legs after I did a bit of shoveling, but I'm not really happy with the strapping. I'll replace it later on with 2x4s for more rigidity. Ow. Next, I pulled the nails from some of the strapping I salvaged from the shelter, and then cut them roughly to length and installed them. Other than the bracing, I'm really happy with the tower. January 28th. More snow. After a bunch of shoveling, I got started on the lower landing. I couldn't get long enough 2x12s from my local sawmill, so I've designed the staircase to have a landing so that the stringers don't have to be so long. Even so, the stairs are going to be fairly steep to dodge the big red oak nearby. I roughly leveled the footprint of the landing, and then used a laser level at the top of the platform to determine the total rise of the stairs. This will let me calculate the amount of steps and the rise of run of each of them. Then I built the structure of the landing out of 2x6s and spiked on legs made from a spruce log. January 29th. Only a little snow in the night this time. I denailed a bunch more of the strapping to use as the planking for the lower landing, and installed it using a piece of strapping as a guide to keep a consistent overhang. Pretty happy with progress this week, all snow considered. Next, I'll tackle the stairs themselves.